Good morning, everyone. Oh, I better take that out. I was working with a young client last night who was having a constant struggle with communication with his parent. So I thought I would share this because I think a lot of people struggle with this simple, unexpected fight to be right. It's the only way I could really put it. It's like this. You're not realizing that you're attached to the outcome. You're not realizing how invested you are in feeling that need to be right. You may be thinking you're just trying to prove a point. You may be invested in just thinking that you're just sharing and the other person's a little bit more invested in their belief of something versus you. And all of a sudden you find yourself in this little tit for tat or this proving yourself over someone else's beliefs. And so I call that the fight to be right, or it could even be in a space where you're desired to be seen or just understood. Same kind of experience, but not exactly the exact same end result or end desire. So in the fight to be right, quite often we struggle with having the correct words or clarity to have good communication, because every word you use ends up putting someone else in a state of collapse or the word state of collapse, what I mean by that is putting someone in defensive stance, being in a need to prove themselves or trying to show you their perspective. So when this happens, quite often people get very frustrated. They feel very frictional and unclear. So in this specific child's experience, his word that he got triggered by was "I disagree." His mother and him were just talking about a little silly, simple, casual conversation about a difference of opinion, and when she used the words "I disagree," he automatically went into a state of "you think I'm lying?" and just totally triggered and so defensive, and couldn't even have the clarity to speak his truth because he was so busy shaking to fight for his belief system. He even went to the computer to try to defend himself. It was a silly little fight that got way out of control, and it's very preventable when things like that happen. If we could actually take a step back and look and see, why am I so attached to something being understood or seen for what it is, then you can actually cause, that moment of pause. But quite often we're so in the fight or the belief that we're trying to show something that we end up continuing the fire, feeding the fire, if you will. And so that can be very toxic. In this situation, I was very easy to show the mother that when you said "I disagree," he took it as a challenge. You're saying I'm lying, you're saying that I'm right, that you're right and I'm wrong. That whole fight started. But in the moment when she was in it, all she could see was that she was just saying, "I have a difference of opinion. I don't agree with what you're saying, but I'm entitled to having my own voice and my own thoughts." And that fight back and forth became the actual tug of war, if you will. So simple clarity of saying things like, "I understand what you're trying to share with me or trying to say, but I see it a little differently, or I sometimes even say, I think what you're saying is," and then I'll say what I'm hearing. And if that's not what they're saying, then we have an opportunity to have a better form of communication. It's not always that easy when you're in a fight or an unexpected fight, I should say. So getting those chances to play with when you're in a battle and you feel the energy of someone getting a real aggressive and you're not sure why, maybe that's the time to say, "Hey, thanks so much, but I hear you and I just need a moment to stop and come back and have this discussion when I can hear you more clearly or get a chance to see it from a different perspective." Sometimes we're just in our own way and we can't see things differently. Anyway, I hope you're all having a beautiful, beautiful Thursday. It is absolutely gorgeous here in Arizona, up on Camelback Mountain. I love working up here. I think I've become addicted to this being my new office. So I'll be up here for another 3 more hours, banging out some book work and some new lectures and new presentations that I'm putting together. By all means, please check out Emotional Wellness for Life and follow where I'm going, and come maybe see one of my presentations and maybe drop an email and share some stories of what's going on for you in your life. I love hearing about everything that's going on. And if you can, put down there where you're from. I'd love to see where everyone's at and what's going on in your neck of the woods. Anyway, have a great day. Wishing you well.